So guys, today's video is more like narrative and like updates, because this is a story but it's also like an update to keep you aware, informed, and at least to help you not to do the wrong thing. So one of my subscribers recently asked me, like, because she got a visa coming to the UK, she was asking me what are the questions that they will ask her at the port of entry, that's at the immigration border here in the UK. I was like, when I came to the UK, the only questions I remember I was asked was what I'm coming to the UK for. That's because I didn't come immediately, my husband came, so I came to join my husband. They were asking me who I'm coming to meet, you know, because I'm independent of a skilled worker. So I just explained my husband got a job here and I'm coming to join him, this is his daughter, and that was basically it, and I was let in. But of recent time I've been told that the border is now a lot stricter and they ask a lot of questions, and in my head I'm like, that's not possible. But again, when I traveled to Albania and I was coming back, you know, I was asked a lot of questions, especially when I was coming in years ago. I don't know questions that it might likely ask you at the UK border, but I'm going to be telling you a story of two women who were detained at the immigration border here in the UK, and I'll be explaining why they were detained. By the way, these women have been living in the UK for years, so they have their indefinite leave to remain, but they traveled out of the UK and came back. They were detained at the border. Hey lovelies, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Faith Ojone, and on this channel I talk about ways you can travel abroad and settle abroad. I share resources with you on how you can get started, and I share story time as well. So if these are the kind of content you like, then do hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you do not miss any of my videos. Without saying so much, let's get started. An important story about a secret policy by the Home Office that has been deemed unlawful by the High Court. This policy involved detaining individuals with the right to live in the UK at the airport. So the Home Office had a policy in place to detain people with unpaid debts to the National Health Service, which is the NHS, when they try to re-enter the UK after visiting their families abroad. So this policy was only discovered through evidence gathered by charities and lawyers representing two mothers who had been repeatedly detained. So these two women, along with their young children, were held at ports for a short period of time without knowing when they would be released. So the border force officials detained and investigated them based on the Home Office system flagging their unpaid NHS debts. However, the High Court ruled that their detention was unjustified and amounted to forced imprisonment. The judgment also found that the Home Secretary, Swala Braverman, had breached her duty to consider the impact of policy on women who are known to be affected by NHS charging. So this is like a secret policy. Like I always say this, there are some things that the Home Office take action on that they don't really publish. Now I'm believing it, because I used to believe that before they charge you for anything, they might have already published it, like saying this thing, if you do it, is a crime, and you know it has to be known to the public so that you don't do it. When you go and do it, now we now know that you were informed, but you decided to choose to do the wrong thing. During the case, the Home Office was asked to confirm and publish the policy, but it initially refused. It has now been disclosed and it's been rewritten. The two women involved in this case are from Mali and Albania. The woman from Mali is a survivor of female genital mutilation and incurred NHS debt due to miscarriages and a stillbirth. So her debt is being challenged due to her status as a female genital mutilation victim, and the Albanian woman is in the process of paying off her NHS debts. So in a ruling in favor of the women, the judge declared that the Home Office unpublished policy is unlawful. He highlighted the importance of publishing such policies to prevent unlawful detention and practices. He also stated that the absence of published policy can lead to a situation where many people are unlawfully detained before the illegality is, exposed. So both women expressed their relief and welcomed the judgment, The Albanian woman, who had been detained multiple times over the past 80 years, shared her experience and hopes for change. The Home Office has decided to change its policy for individuals like her who have been living unlawfully in the UK for years and simply want to be able to return home without the fear of detention. Those people who are living illegally in the UK, they have access to health, because the government rule is that no matter someone's immigration status or no matter anyone's crime, you cannot deny them health care. I don't know if the rule still stands now, because I know that the Home Office is clamping down on illegal migration, restricting people living illegally in the UK from having a bank account, and they now publish that there will be more data sharing between some governments agencies, so like I think the DWP, HRMC and NHS. I think there will be more data sharing between some government agency, and they are kind of strict on illegal migration now. I think they are supposed to pass an illegal migration bill which can allow the UK to deport anyone living in the UK illegally, no matter how you came to the UK. Some people are brought to the UK. It's not like they decide to come to the UK illegally. They have some crime boss that ship people from other countries, like enslave people, bring them to the UK, seize their passports, like slave trade, I'll call it. They still do it. A lot of people are coming for the Home Office that if they pass the illegal migration bill, people who are being enslaved, modern slavery will thrive in the UK, because people who were brought to the UK out of their will not be able to report to the government because they will be deported or something. Anyway, this is the case, okay? The High Court ruling that declared the Home Office secret detention policy unlawful. This ruling highlights the importance of transparency and accountability in the immigration policy. I agree with that. It also brings hopes to those who have been affected by such practices. I know that before you can detain or arrest someone for breaching a policy, you have to make it known. Another thing I know is that if you have an NHS that maybe you visited the UK, you use the healthcare system and you do not pay and you travel, if you're applying again for a visa to come to the UK, you will be denied based on your NHS debt. They are being strong on it now. I don't know why people abuse stuff, because it's free. The healthcare system is free, and doctors are there to just serve you. They don't care about your immigration status. When you go to the hospital, they don't ask you, oh yeah, show me your visa. Which visa are you on? Their own is just, they focus on treating you. A lot of people abuse it, come to the UK, use the system, the healthcare system, without paying for it. Now they are very strict on it. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think that what the Home Office is doing is, they should be strict so that people don't abuse the healthcare system by detaining them? Or do you think what they did is unfair, unlawful? The two women situation is quite very sensitive. The other woman, she went through loss, and the Albanian woman is already paying off her debts gradually, but they still detain them. But again, there are some people who honestly just take advantage of the system. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think, in your own opinion? Do you think the government was right or the women were wrong? I would like to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.